J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through, watching, whether you're watching live or on the replay. Appreciate you for coming through and, coming through, spending a little time, little moment with your boy. We're going to get into a few of these hot topics for the past week. And also, I'm going to put the link in if anybody want to come up and conversate with me before I get out of here. We can talk about some of these comments, and also make sure that you come through live if you want to be able to comment and participate live. Now, let's get into it. Few topics to get to. We see that a lot has happened, unfortunately, in the world of the dope game. And Rayful Edmund was, a legendary, if you all don't know, was a legendary drug dealer, drug kingpin figure during the 80s, and was on the East Coast. Well, he has passed away, which really is unfortunate because he was just released from prison, and after being in prison for so long, to then pass away at the age of 60. That's just sad. Seems spent what in the world? Spent a lot of his life behind bars, unfortunately. It said that he was said to have introduced crack cocaine to the DC area. He was released from prison at the end of July after serving more than 3 decades of a life sentence behind bars. And so they said that he died recently at the age of 60. The Federal Bureau of Prisons confirmed that he died Tuesday. He had been transferred from prison to a halfway house in Nashville at the end of July, and his cause of death has not been released at this time. It says that he was the infamous cocaine kingpin who once reigned over Washington, D.C.'s drug trade. He probably was hooking up Marion Barry for all we know, you know what I'm saying? It says he was arrested at the age of 24. 24, wow. And sentenced in federal court in 1990 to life in prison for introducing crack cocaine to DC. Could it really be pinpointed to one person for things like that? I don't know. Maybe. But they gave him life. He's been in prison since he was 24 years old. Wow. It said that the crack epidemic, let's say, in the 90s contributed to the city earning the title of murder capital of the U.S. in the 80s. Yeah, Washington, D.C. was wild. It says he was convicted of running a criminal enterprise involving 150 people, raking in $300 million a year and being responsible for at least 30 murders. If it wasn't for the murders at the age of 24, bringing in $300 million a year and managing 150 employees, if he would have been in the right situation, he probably could have been one of the greatest business minds that ever lived. At the age of 24, doing all of that. He later received another 30-year sentence for dealing massive amounts of drugs from his Pennsylvania prison cell. Wow. After the petition in the court, he was released from federal prison at the end of July after serving more than 3 decades of a life sentence and was remanded to community confinement in Tennessee. They says Fox 5 spoke with Tyrone Parker, a founding member the DC-based organization, Alliance of Concerned Men, who knew Edmund for years following Edmund's release. They say he was doing well. He was happy, as you can almost imagine. It's a miracle he home. They said, let's give a man a chance. Yeah, he did some terrible things, but we're talking about 33 years ago. Let's give him an opportunity, especially if we think he can help us turn this ocean liner of violence around. And if he's willing, who am I to say no? Not me. Well, unfortunately, none of us know what the future holds. And all we have is right now. So it's always best to try to make the most of right now. I mean, that's all we can do. So, hey, I try to make the most of what I can. I don't always do the best job myself. You know, one of the problems with people in general is if you're comfortable to a certain extent, it could be more difficult. You know, if it's just right in that sweet spot, you're not too comfortable, but you don't have that same problems of worrying about putting food in your belly or a roof over your head. That could be a problem too. But nevertheless, I know, hey, my days good. I got probably fewer left than I've seen. So I try to make the most of mine as best I can, you know, however that may be, you know. May not be solving world problems, but hey, try to do what I can for me and what the best. Anyway, we are moving on. You know, we see pretty soon Trump gonna be in office. A lot's been going on with him and the people trying to, with the government shutdown and getting the bill finally passed. It seems they're gonna pass it the wee hours of the night today. uh, but while all of that is going on, we've seen Joe Biden busy with, they said, over 1,500 pardons, more pardons at one time in history. He kind of pardoned a lot of questionable people, but one person that's pardoned, I don't know how questionable it is, but he did pardon. I wouldn't put this as a questionable pardon, considering he's questioned some alleged pedos and pedometers, and I don't know how that's going. That's very questionable. But he pardoned BMF co-founder Southwest T, and now Southwest T is free like OJ all day, baby. Look at Joe Biden with that eye, that crooked eye. Thanks for hooking up Hunter with some of that good stuff. That's probably what gave him a little pep in his step. He's like, oh, Southwest T, he's always got the goods. Joe Biden and pardoned co-founder Southwest T and Big Meech. They were both sentenced 30 years each in 2008. Southwest T is officially a free man. Big Meech has got out in the halfway house, but I guess he didn't free Big Meech, clear his name. Let's see, it says that Southwest T was released in 2020 during the pandemic to a halfway house to serve out the remainder of his sentence, of which had a release date of 2026, January 27th. So technically, he had about a year and a month to go. So Joe Biden gave him a year and a month of commuting this sentence. Southwest T took to Instagram with a series of pictures and videos with the official notice of his pardon and his ankle monitor being removed, along with the caption, "Now it's official, at Real Big Meech Mom. I understand you were excited, so last week you let the cat out the bag. It's been a journey, but prayer and unwavering faith beyond mere human comprehension got us to this point. Never once acted in my own ability, nor doing anything to anyone to help myself. So the gloves are off, the gag orders are up, and all the naysayers have to suck it up. Well, there you have it. We got Big Meech and Southwest T back on the streets. They did enough where they don't have to resort to the things they did back in the day. I know it may be tempting, but he's gonna have such a radar on him, both of them. I hope they don't even think of doing something like that. That would be insane. But it is interesting to see how now the world is changing, and a lot of things people went to jail for like selling weed or even selling dope is look not as frowned upon nowadays, considering people selling fentanyl and people are dying and things left and right. People will say, well, hell, if I was selling crack, all people did was fix cars for free, for cheap. Or, you know, sell a TV or two, but they wasn't, falling out dead on the floor. Anyway, I saw this one thing where these people are doing a new drug called Trank. Oh no. If you look up Trank, it's got some type of flesh-eating bacteria or something. It's horrible. Trank. I just was thank you, Jesus. I ain't get hooked into these type of drugs. Oh my goodness gracious. Halima, what's good, sis? How you doing, girl? Mellow fellow, what up, what up? I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover. They gonna make Larry Hoover die in jail, man. Larry Hoover, I think, is 70-some years old. I had to look it up. But yeah, they should let him out, but I guess they think he's still influential. The truth is, I think it's only a certain amount of people that will probably listen to Larry Hoover nowadays. These young people ain't gonna probably even listen. It's hard for them to listen to anybody. So I don't know how they would have been able to. Let's see. Let's see how old he is. What's up, Rashonda? How you doing, sis? Let's see this right here. Larry Hoover is 74 years old. Wow. 74 years old. Larry Hoover spent his whole entire life pretty much in prison. Wow. I mean, he's 74 years old. To a certain extent, they could let him out of prison. I mean, in my opinion, I think that certain extent has already been reached. He's 74 years old. I think most of the people that would know or respect him and doing stuff, they too old for all that. What, they gonna have a 60, 70-year-old crew? And then if he come out, I mean, I'm not gonna say he doesn't still have influence or doing things or have respect or whatever, but I just think that he doesn't need to do. I don't know. What do I know? I'm an idiot. I guess I'm wrong. I don't know, but I would think that the level of what he would do out here today, they can let him go at 74 years old. Let me show y'all this Trank skin disease or whatever. Trank flesh eating. threat of fentanyl mixed with the tranquility images. Some of these images, hey, this is disturbing images, so be careful. Let's see what this is. View image. Oh, see what I'm saying? That's just gross. How are you still doing drugs? How would you still do drugs doing this? TRANQ. Oh my goodness gracious. And this is mixed with the fentanyl. Oh my goodness. How could people still do drugs? I never wanted to do drugs like this. I never wanted to do that. Miss Crafty, what's good, mama? How you doing? Good to see you as always. Hope everything been doing good with you. Yeah, this trank, y'all. Be careful. Stay away from it. Of course, I know people that's on trank ain't sitting here looking at me on YouTube. So, but you know, be out there. If you see somebody with a hole in their neck, run. Straight up, run. They got the disease for real. They got that bacteria up in this mud. Straight up, they got the terriers. Get the heck out of here with the quickness. All right, better hit them with the windmill or something. Just, don't come up here with that. Straight up. You see Lil Wayne, Lil Weezy, him, Chris Brown, and a few other people allegedly in trouble for misusing PPP funds, which, you know, it's probably true. But the way I see it is a lot of these people did that. I'm not saying it like that makes it okay. But it's just unfortunate. It's a lot of businesses and things that could have used it. But the truth is, people with money or they already had businesses, they the ones that probably more than likely had the ability to hire whoever was needed to hire or do whatever was needed to do to fill out to get these loans. And a lot of small businesses and things that were struggling probably had difficulty applying or getting approved for the loans in the first place, which coming back now may be a blessing in disguise because now they don't probably have to worry about getting audited or proving anything or whatever the case. But according to this Variety, it says that Lil Weezy, Chris Brown, and Marshmello allegedly misused pandemic grants to pay themselves or throw lavish parties. It say Wayne, Chris Brown, and they just a few musicians applied for and received payouts as part of the Shuttered Venue Operations Grant, a government program meant to aid independent venues and arts groups struggling during the pandemic. And it says allegedly they used the money to instead pay themselves or throw lavish parties at the cost of taxpayers. Now, me just saying this off top, they may be okay because they could say they paid themselves as artists. It says that it was meant to aid independent venue and art groups struggling during the pandemic. They could say, well, we did concerts and paid ourselves. What they gonna say? You paid yourself too much? How you gonna determine how much I paid myself? What they gonna say? You threw parties? Parties are what we do in the music industry. You think of a party as something that's extra. We throw parties, and that's how we network in this industry. So it's a lot of things that can be changed and looked at differently. Just like somebody could say, they used the money to go shopping. But when you're an entertainer, going shopping and having clothes is part of your wardrobe. That's part of a business expense. You can't go around. Lil Wayne can't go everywhere wearing just a white tee and a pair of khakis. So he buys stuff and do whatever. All entertainers buy costume, wardrobe, all of that. So it's a lot of things that can be done or said that, I don't, I'm just going off of that. It says that the companies had to have had lost revenue of at least 25% between one quarter in 2019 and the same quarter in 2020. Says the report claims many of the musicians that received grants, none of whom responded to the request for comments. They used the money to pay either themselves or for unrelated expenses. Wayne, whose reps did not respond to variety requests for comment, received $8.9 million that he divvied up for personal use, including $1.3 million on private jets, over $460,000 on designer clothes, and $2.14 million to settle a debt to his former manager, Cortez Bryant. He used the PPP money to pay off that instead of going in his own pocket. But see, all of these things, I mean, I don't know. That's travel expense, the private jet. The clothes, again, that can be written off as the wardrobe and stuff. The thing is this, if I was Lil Wayne, again, who the hell am I, right? But somebody would have to be chartering me a plane. You'd have to be giving me some clothes for free if you want me to wear it, because I'm gonna make it look cool. I'm Lil Wayne. You know, any people going to see this and that. You're not giving it for me for free. I'm good. You ain't giving me rides for free. So I'll put on Instagram this the way to travel or something. I think he paying for too much stuff considering who he is. But hey, it is what it is. I don't know. We'll see. But I doubt he do any more jail time in his life. At least not for something like that. I don't see that happening. I got another last little story before I get up out of here about Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, he had a really good special on Netflix. It made a lot of people have a roller coaster of emotions, from laugh to cry, happy, sad. I liked it. I thought it was really good. It did have a lot of things I could relate to. Anyway, it seems that after Jamie Foxx left, or whatever the case, not too long after, a day or two or something to that effect, he was at a restaurant and some people were having an altercation. He tried to step in and the person came and threw a glass and hit him in the face. And after it bust him in the face, this dude, that was the wrong thing. Some people said he had a racist joke, which I don't think that is either. I'm going to bring that up. But they bust him in the face. And so after they bust him in the face with the glass, he had to end up getting stitches. Now, from what some people say, which I don't agree with, but they say that Jamie Foxx is wrong for saying that he's cured from dating white women and that's racist, because if a white comic said, I'm cured from dating black women, I'm not going to date no more black women no more, everybody would be up in arms having a fit. But I don't think that's the same, comparison, considering that black women don't have a history of being Karens or causing some of the problems and drama that black men with white women have brought on. White men with black women doesn't have a connotation of possibly lynching, like Emmett Till. And Emmett Till, of course, wasn't even with her. He just whistled. So it's a lot of stereotypes as well as racial prejudices that I think get ignored when they do stuff like that. Some people saying they want him canceled. I think they forget about these prejudices and things. And the reason why a lot of black women and things don't like to see black men with a white woman and things for that nature. It's not because of always jealousy. It could be sometimes they know maybe they will have their back in certain situations, or because of the negative stereotypes that have happened in the past. In my opinion, that joke went right over my head. I didn't even notice or think of him as saying cured, as it was racist or negative or any of that. Let me get a little water. But yeah, that went completely over my head. I didn't notice or think anything about it. And when I read that, I was actually a little surprised, like, what? Racist joke. So I had to look and see what the hell they were talking about, racist joke. And I'm like, really? Really? Like, there's no way a racist joke. But a lot of people pick and choose things and leave stuff out and leave out the context. It's a reason why, OJ Simpson and what happened with him and his wife. It's just a negative connotation on the black man with the white woman. And it's a connotation of you can be in trouble. Anyway, I don't think that was being racist, no more than anybody saying any jokes about anything else that he said in his thing. I don't know. I think people are too picky and too quick to try to want to cancel somebody. I mean, people have got some nerve to try to cancel somebody. I think that you should either watch something or don't, and that's it. Don't try to make everybody else get on the bandwagon. Let everybody decide on their own. Anyway, get ready to get up out of here, y'all. I hope everybody having a blessed holiday. It was somebody that passed I wanted to talk about recently. I missed as well. Hey, Miss Jocelyn, how you doing? You say, hey, Jay, happy holidays. I chose not to watch the Jamie Foxx special. I don't give a damn about him dating a white woman. I just don't think he's funny since In Living Color. Ah, really? I mean, I can see now that you say that why you would say that, because he probably overall hasn't done really many funny comedy projects. What has Jamie Foxx done as a comedy since In Living Color? He's been in movies and had a joke or two, but I wouldn't say it was like a comedy. What was the biggest comedy Jamie Foxx? I can't think of anything coming to mind as a comedy. He's done action, drama, stealth, of course, Ray. So I mean, I can see why you would say that, but he has always made a joke or two in his movie, even in Miami Vice or something. He always got something to say in his movies or things he was doing lately. But no, he hasn't. Has Jamie Foxx had comedy? I think he's had a couple comedy specials. Has he? It's not coming to mind if he has had a comedy special since then or right after that time period. So, that's a really good point that you bring up that I didn't even think about. But the thing with the Jamie Foxx special, to his credit, it's not all comedy. He sing a little. He has his daughter there. She plays a little. He does a few impressions, and he mix it up. Miss Jocelyn, you hard to make laugh, girl. I mean, I'm surprised you think I'm funny. I mean, I don't know. I ain't that funny looking. Trying to roll my little self around everywhere, but I don't know. It's hard to make people laugh. Comedy is subjective. One person may think somebody funny, the next person may think they horrible and corny. So if that's what makes people that can draw a huge audience and things and make a big crowd laugh. That's kind of unique and special, because there's so many people that say somebody ain't funny or they are funny or this or that, and to get so many people that all at one time like you and buy a ticket, that's special. Well, thank you, Miss Jocelyn. You really do think you done gave me a few dollars you done put a little couple dollars in my G-string up in here, tip me up in here. Okay, girl. Appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and boom. That's for that tip you put in my G-string. I'm gonna go ahead and dance for it and work it off for you. Bow. And there you go. I wasn't expecting that. Thank you very much. That was very sweet. I appreciate it. Definitely needed it. Every little bit helped. My channel been struggling. Oh, speaking of that, check out my TikTok. I've been starting TikTok. I know I'm probably the last and latest to get on TikTok. Everybody on TikTok. I'm like, shoot, like a grandparent getting on Facebook finally. But I'm on TikTok. I'm gonna start posting different content and things that I don't post anywhere else. It's just so hard for me to get stuff going and things. Boy, oh boy. Anyway, same name, JAYMOOREREVIEWS. Check it out. I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. I hope y'all have a good weekend. Everybody have a blessed holiday. Christmas will be coming next week. Thank you for the Christmas present, Miss Jocelyn. It's my first and only present, probably, this holiday season. But hey, man, people don't give old men a bunch of stuff, so it's all good. Anyway, let me get up out of here, y'all. Deuces. Be safe. Be blessed. And I'm out.